Hi everybody, my name is Ian Vair and you're watching The Green Mountain Chef. We're coming to you from the studios of PEG TV right here in Rutland, Vermont. So, what do we have in store for us today? Well, I brought a few surprises. The French would call them mise en place. What does that mean? It means everything in its place. Our ingredients, wonderful. You know, I'm starting to formulate this nice little show that I've been creating slightly differently. Rather than coming in and swooping down with this grand recipe, Chef Ian's recipe, I'm spending my time at the local farmer's market. Farmer's market means so much to not only myself, but so many members of our community. Every Saturday, right downtown in Depot Park, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., friends, family, neighbors, community, local, sustainable. That's where I want my energy to go. So that's what I'm doing. And I want to invite you to come do something similar. And that's what we're doing right here today. So this past Saturday, I walked around market, as many of you would, spoke with several of my friends, other vendors, farmers, mostly, local, right before my own business became pretty active. So I was able to locate a few ingredients. Now, I can't bring every single ingredient in, all from the farmer's market. I can't make a perfect, recipe just on a whim, on television, everything from the farmer's market. But I brought as much as I could. And as the season goes along, I'll be able to bring more and more and more. So I brought some beautiful spinach. I brought some lovely beets. I can thank my friends at Foggy Meadow Farm. Thank you guys. Really, really appreciate your energy and effort coming into what I'm trying to do here and bring to the community. So thank you to Foggy Meadow Farm. I also spoke with another friend, nice young lady. She's the owner of the High Pond Goat Farm. And she makes goat's milk products, cheeses, a lot of yogurt. Yogurt's what I'm extremely interested in. It's probiotic. It feeds our stomachs with good gut bacteria. Excellent for us. Now, why goat milk yogurt? That sounds weird. A lot of us are used to using cow's milk. And that's okay. And that's what our culture uses mostly. But I recently learned in the past year about goat's milk because I've developed anemia. It's not going to kill me, but I need to manage what I'm eating a little bit more successfully. Now, cow's milk inhibits or blocks my iron absorption. That's the deal with anemia. I don't absorb iron well. So I started seeking out ingredients that help my iron absorption. Goat's milk is one of them. The yogurt's excellent. And in fact, it's a yogurt that is closest to our own species' milk, at least for any mammal species whose milk we're utilizing. Okay, so goat's milk, excellent. So thank you to my friends at High Pond Goat Farm for the goat's milk today. What am I going to do with this stuff today? Well, I brought in more than goat's milk and beets and spinach. I brought some yams in, I brought some carrots and some nice bananas. They're browning on me a little bit, but they're still nice for what we're using them for. And avocados. Avocados are excellent. I eat an avocado at least every single day. As I was going around the market and thinking to myself, what am I going to make? What am I going to make? I'm going to make a dish that I personally eat every single day. Every day. I use most of these ingredients every single day. I'm going to be using olive oil, first cold pressed, excellent for you. I'm going to be using a very low glycemic index sweetener. Frequently I use maple or honey. They're very good. They're halfway down the glycemic index. I located some agave syrup, and that's about less than 25 on the glycemic index. That is so low, it's amazing. So I brought some of that in. I brought some whole blueberries in. And I even brought a little protein powder in for some of the enthusiasts that need a little more protein in your diet. I do. Okay? So what am I going to be making? I'm making a smoothie. What's so big about that? Well, my ingredients that I'm using are the big part. Okay? Very important. I'm not just getting something out of a package or out of the freezer or out of a box, out of a can or a jar. I'm getting it from our local community, our local farmers, our friends and family. Healthy food. Hey, this is fuel. This is fuel, folks. Fuel. Food is fuel. This is what is giving our body energy. It's also what is giving us disease. When we look at things like heart disease and diabetes, okay, rampant in our culture, okay? There's some food things going on that aren't okay. Now, I'm not going to jump out there and be like, you got to do this for that, you got to do that for this. No, I'm just going to come out and do it, everyone, all right? Just come out and do it and share with you what I've learned, what's been so freely given to me, and supporting local, okay, supporting our community. So keep watching, because I'm going to do lots more of this stuff, all right? So let's dive into this. Let me talk about all my ingredients, and then I'm going to start prepping a little bit, all right? So I already mentioned from the farmer's market, we got some nice spinach. Thanks, guys, from Foggy Meadow. Got some nice beets. Got the goat's milk. We've got some yams, avocados, bananas, carrots, blueberries. We talked about the sweetener, the agave, the olive oil, and a little protein powder, all right? Maybe someone on the air right now says, I don't know how to use that. I've never used that before. Okay, so let's talk about it, all right? Now, I use a food processor. A blender works just fine, all right? I prefer the food processor. It's probably the chef in me because it's what I'm used to using in restaurants. But at home, most people have blenders, and that's fine. So let's start there, okay? Have my food processor or blender. This is no different, folks, than you would be doing it at home. Let's work with an avocado first. Avocado is so good for you. It's so loaded in nutrients. It's very high in fat, and a lot of us think that fat is bad, but there's so much monounsaturated fat that's in this, and that's what transports nutrients all around your body. Fat doesn't get you fat. Calories and excess and sugars, all right? That's the stuff that we need to look out for. This is one of the healthiest things that we can possibly put in our body. It's fruit, okay? It comes from South America. It doesn't grow up our way, but we have access to it. So it's out there, and they're not expensive, okay? One of these is like $1, no big deal. I eat one a day, all right? So for this recipe, now some of you might say, how do I work with it, okay? I need a whole avocado for this recipe. How am I gonna work with it? How do I know if it's ripe? The last time I got it at the store, it was bright green, and it was as hard as a rock, and it was terrible, or it was all mush, and it was brown. Well, here's how we manage avocados. We can manage them. When you pick them out, you can either pick one out that's nice, deep brown, almost black, and it has just a little bit of give to it, like a leather purse would, okay? Just a little bit of give. You can pick one out just like that. It's ready today or tomorrow, within a day or so, all right? Now for me, I like to buy a whole bunch of them at the same time. Well, people might say, well, how do you do that? Because they're just going to go bad. Well, you manage them. So I like to get them when they're a little more green, when they're a little more firm, they're not ready. And I put them in a paper bag, okay? Like a grocery paper bag. And from the stage of them being green until them being dark and perfect like this, it's only a couple days, okay? So I don't go buy avocados when I'm out. I buy them when I have a couple days worth left so I can ripen them. And when they're ripe and they're perfect, they go in the refrigerator. They last for days and days in the refrigerator. It's kind of funny. I didn't know about this tactic until fairly recently, and it works so well. I had to share it with everyone on the air here. Okay, so what do? Let's work with it now. There's some information. Let's work with it. Okay, there's a little bit of a stem on here. That's just going to barely peel off. And it's okay if it doesn't, and it's not always on there. Just be aware of it, because sometimes this can fall into whatever you're making, whether it be a smoothie or another dish. Okay, there's a seed that's inside of this avocado, and it's about 25% of the size, maybe up to 30–40% of the whole fruit, okay? It's very, very hard, so we're not going to cut right through this. We're going to cut right down the middle, but not firmly, and you'll feel the seed. That's about as far as you can go into it, okay? Do we see there? And it's just going to move right around. You just turn, and it opens right up, okay? Opens right up, And then what we do, very carefully, just take our knife and just barely tap it. And look, it twists right out. See that? Very cool. All right, so this is what we want. We're not going to eat the skin. You know, I also recently read that avocados are one of the cleanest produce items that we can put in our body. And I believe that it's because the shell on it is so, you know, sort of firm. So we're not going to use that part. We're going to take our knife and we're going to score it. Okay? 2 or 3 times down, 3 or 4 times across. We're going to use a whole avocado today. There we go. Now, we need, let's see, I don't think I grabbed them. Oh, well, it's okay. Any kind of spoon, everyone, is fine. It could just be a cereal spoon. I don't have one right in front of me, so I'm just going to use my measuring spoon. And it literally, you kind of just push it right around the edge, and it just pushes right out. It just pushes right out. All right? Just pushes right out. So easy, okay? If you got a little residual that's left inside there, just tap it right out. No big deal, okay? So there's our avocado, all right? Easy to work with. I'm sure there's lots of demos and information online. If there's anything that you didn't take from what I just demoed, look online, Google it. How to use an avocado. Okay, next, bananas. Look at these brown things. The truth is these were bright yellow this morning. And for a smoothie, you know, I prefer them slightly ripe, like this, okay? Because they're more sweet and there's more nutrients, okay? See, it's not brown in the middle. It's nice, okay? Got a little paring knife here, and I'm just gonna, I think most of us have worked with bananas. Just gonna slice across. Get that out of there. Make sure I don't get that last little bit at the bottom that nobody likes, okay? All right. What's next? Let's work with some of this yogurt, okay? And I want to talk again about goat's milk yogurt because this product is excellent. At the farmer's market, you can source goat's milk yogurt that's locally made. There's no additives. There's no added sugar. There's no added cost. At the local farmer's market, and I know personally, this is 20 to 30% cheaper than any other venue that I've gone to in our area, okay? So if you want to try this goat's milk yogurt, you come right down to the farmer's market and ask one of those market managers if you don't know where to look. Or come and ask me. She's right across from my booth. I'm there every Saturday. So, excellent, excellent price. Promoting iron absorption. It's a big deal. Now, before I go open it up and pour it off, it's a little more thin than the yogurt that I frequently find in the grocery store, okay? There's nothing in, there's no coagulants or anything, there's no extras in it. It's like real probiotic, healthy, okay? So I just hold the top, give it a little shake. So far we've used 1 avocado, 1 banana. These camera guys, you're gonna love this at the end, it's delicious. Last episode, we really enjoyed the meal after. This is gonna be another one of those. Okay, so 2 cups. It's about, this is a quart. Quart is 2 pounds or 4 cups. I'm going to use half of this, a pound, 2 cups, approximately. This recipe will be posted at the end, everyone. All right. Now, sometimes for breakfast, I'll just leave it at this. And I'll get it over on the machine and process it, and I'll add in my little protein powder, and I'll talk more about that. And I'll add in my blueberries, and I'll talk more about that, and my other additives. Today I'm going to take it a step further, okay? So I'm going to add a little middle piece here, all right? So those of you at home are like, I don't know, I'm a little skeptical. Try out the first just couple ingredients. And I know it sounds weird putting in an avocado in a smoothie, but it's excellent for you. Take it from the chef. My job is to manipulate the palate. So I take food that's really healthy and add in some other stuff to enhance it, and you won't even taste that weird stuff that keeps you from eating that healthy food. And in the end recipe is like, wow, all right? So trust me. All right, so we're gonna add a little piece in the middle. So folks, if you don't want to try this at home, no big deal, Okay? I like to put some sweet potato in mine. All right? Lots of nutrients. Very good for you. All right? I don't particularly like them savory. That's just me. All right? So this is a nice way to add what's normally a savory dish into something that's sweet. And I mean, they do call it a sweet potato or a yam. Now, these aren't from the farmer's market. It's not quite seasoned yet, but they will be there soon. And how do I work with this big, hard thing? Well, generally with savory vegetables, I roast them. And let's talk about cooking methods for a minute. You've got roasting and baking right here in this oven. Okay, what's the difference? Okay, well, baking is just a lower temperature, 300 to 350. All right, roasting is a higher temperature, 400 to 450. We get more caramelization, more brownage. Okay, it's really good for savory stuff. Now, when I'm baking, I don't want it to be all caramelized, and I don't want to have all that extra kind of burnage in there. I want it to be sweet. So I'm going to keep the temp lower. I cook these at 300 degrees. It took an hour. All right, I left the peel right on it. All right, I rinsed it off quick, put it in the oven for an hour, took it out, let it get cool. Once it was cool, the skin had almost like puffed up on it. All right, and I just peeled it off. It was the easiest thing. Moms, you could do it with the kids. That's how easy it was. Once it's cool, of course. So the end result was a nice, soft inside of the sweet potato or the yam. And this is yummy. So for this recipe, I'm using approximately half, okay, of my yield from my yam. And I'm just going to just easily dice it up. Just real easy, okay? No big deal. Make sure you have a sharp knife. Remember, the most dangerous knife in the kitchen is the dullest. All right? Look at this. Look, just nice and soft and easy. And if you take it out of the oven and it's not nice and soft, then just cook it a little more. No big deal, okay? Now I'm adding cold ingredients in here. What I like to do at home is have several sweet potato or yam kind of put aside so I can use them in my smoothie while they're cold and it's easy. And you do batches. So once a week, I'll bake off my sweet potatoes. Okay? I'll bake off my next ingredient, beets. Beets are another one that I finally enjoy. I didn't eat them forever and ever and ever. Really, really high in antioxidants. In fact, one of my flavors of tea that I make, mushroom tea, at the farmer's market, is a blueberry and beet. Sounds weird. It's my best seller. At any rate, beets. I baked these as well. Okay? We're baking these. Lower temp. This took longer. It's weird because they're kind of, smaller. Seems like it, but apparently they're more dense. I had to keep wanting to say it. I had to bake these for 2 hours, all right? And I left the skin on, but I didn't need to peel the skin in the end. Okay, here's one that's been baked. And I mean, you can't even hardly tell that there's skin on it, all right? There's a lot of nutrients in there. So make sure you rinse it first, give it a good wash, then you bake it for 2 hours, all right? And let it cool off. Now to make it even easier on yourself, you can take just a little bit of the top and a little bit of the bottom off. Just a little bit. All right. That's about it, guys. No big deal. That's all you got to do to prep one of these. You don't have to, but it makes it easier in the end. Okay? So we bake that 2 hours, let it cool off. For this recipe, I use half of a beet. They're excellent for you, lots of super high nutrients and antioxidants, but if I use the whole thing, it tastes like beets and some other stuff. And I just want to have a beet accent, all right? So I'm going to cut it in half. And slice it up. All right. Okay. At this point, all the solid stuff, and spinach is going to go in still, but not quite yet. I like to get all of the firm ingredients, whether it be banana and avocado, or if you add in the sweet potato and the beets. I like to get this on the food processor or your blender, okay, which, like I said, is just fine. For about a minute or two, I'm going to turn this on. I'll open it up and I'll scrape the sides, and I'll open it up again and scrape the sides, but we don't need to be on camera for that, so we're going to take like a 2-minute break. Now, if you watching, I'll come right back and it's going to be ready, okay? So give me just a sec here and we'll have it ready to go. Okay, we're back. Not in 2 minutes, minute and a half, maybe, okay? I just got it nice and smooth. Right? The next thing I'm going to be adding in there is going to be my spinach. Okay? See, it's nice and smooth in there. Hardly took any time at all. Now, thanks again, Foggy Meadow Farm, for this spinach. What lovely donation. I like to pull off just a little bit of the stem at the bottom so there's not anything fibrous kind of bouncing around in there. All right? You don't have to. That's just what I like to do. If you're unable to get spinach at the farmer's market, maybe it's sold out, you can get some really nice organic spinach from the grocery store. You know, it's not a hard, you know, difficult ingredient to source. And in the end, this is probably going to come out to about a cup of spinach. And if there's just little stems on there, don't worry about them. I'm going to puree this, okay? So give me 30 seconds, guys. All right, back again. So we pureed all the more fibrous ingredients. We got the spinach in there. And so those last couple, folks, remember at home, if you want to omit that spinach or that beet or that sweet potato, feel free to. There's going to be another episode somewhere down the road, in a few months probably. I'm going to have all kinds of cool stuff that I got from the market. I'm going to try to do everything from what I got at the market, and we'll add in some carrots. Okay, I brought some today. I decided not to use them. Probably add in some peppers. We'll see what we get. But at any rate, once all this is pureed pretty well, now this portion, this puree, I'm just going to be speaking firmly, okay, into the mic, and we're going to be watching for a second here because I need to add a couple things while it's sort of moving, okay? First, I'm going to add in 1 cup of blueberries. These happen to be frozen blueberries. They're frozen wild blueberries. It's a good product that I enjoy. The next thing we're going to add in is going to be our cold-pressed olive oil and our agave syrup. Okay? Now, this may sound weird that we're putting olive oil in our smoothie, but it's excellent for you. It's helping to move all these nutrients around your body. Okay? So let's do this. I'm going to turn this on. There we go. Okay. And we're done. Okay. Now, let's see here. How thick is this? For some of you, it might be perfect. For some of you, For some of you, it might be like the most luscious thing you've ever put in your mouth. For some of you, you might say, oh, it's too thick, I don't like it. Okay? It's easy to fix. All right? If it's a little too thick for you, I like to use a nice extra creamy oat milk. You could use any kind of milk that you like, but this is it's a nice product. It's pretty neutral, pretty low in calories. Not much different from using cow's milk, but we're staying away from that today. So what I'm going to do, one more time, add in just a little bit of oat milk. That's it. A couple ounces later. Man. Watch this, you guys. Watch this. Look at this. This is Fabulous. I drink this every single day. This is my breakfast every single day. I have friends whose kids drink this every single day. Mommy, where's my smoothie? I have adults that are weightlifters that use this exactly because they want to get their nutrients from food, not a little pill bottle. Okay? It tastes wonderful. This is energy, everybody. This is excellent food. This is healthy. This is local. This is sustainable. These are products that are right in our community. We can go right to the farmer's market on Saturdays between 9 and 2. There's farmers and other artisans all around us. There's prepared food, vendors with similar mindsets that I have to using local, sustainable, healthy. Okay? This is something, for those of you that like frozen treats, you can make frozen yogurt with. This is like a $30 machine. It's amazing. So, yes, we only made a smoothie, but yes, we also worked with all kinds of healthy food right from our backyard, right from our friends, from our local farmers market. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. I had a lot of fun. I hope we learned a couple of things. Remember, I'm at the farmers market as well. My business is Green Mountain Fungi. Feel free to come see me if you like. There's many other local vendors that are our friends and community and our neighbors that are there for you to come see as well. Please join us. And don't forget, next week, or I should say next episode, I'm going to be working with some product from my great friends at Mountain View Bison. We're going to make a wonderful seared bison dish, probably over a nice light salad. We're going to keep it healthy. So tune in. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Ian Vair, and I am the Green Mountain Chef.